wrong with it? Someone just threw it away.
Yeah.
Just want to get rid of it.
And because it has God's name,
Because
they
it's-
can't dispose of it in a normal way. So in the end, these are taken where to be disposed of? They'd be burned.
Be buried.
They're going to be buried. All of them will be
There
buried.
you go. Look what I found.
Yeah.
So throw it away.
Yeah.
But there's stuff in here. You take old scrolls, Sefer Torahs, old
Right.
Sefer Torahs. If it's broken or whatever, you don't burn anything. You bury it.
I see.
So this container will come. They'll come. This is a prayer people say. You make a donation, and then they have different. This one, and this one. He's showing us. This is for stuff that. This is a prayer book. Nothing's wrong with it.
Yes,
I'm
okay.
keeping it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, look what I found.
Yeah, good.
So,
That's great.
No, but I mean, people throw away stuff that they shouldn't really throw away in here.
Yeah.
But it goes and gets put into a big box and gets buried.
Okay, let me ask you another question. Since we're here, I can't answer this. I noticed down the western wall, on some, the tablets have the blue and white, and some they do not.
Yeah.
Why?
This is called tchelis.
Yeah.
This is plain.
Yeah, right.
Tchelis is from a snail.
Okay,
A snail that's in the ocean.
right.
And before, if you go back to the Tanakh,
Yeah,
it talks about the tchelis, about the snail, about the
right,
blue.
right. The
dye,
blue one, the
dye.
purple, we'd say purple.
Dye from it's
From that snail, right.
changes its color, but it's the blue from that snail.
Right, okay.
So now you can buy a book on it. I know that one of the authors has a book on this thing, but somewhere up the coast, I think near Caesarea,
Yeah,
they found these snails. So they have a place where they take them. I don't know if they can breed them or whatever, but they take that snail and they basically get a small bit of ink out of it,
right.
and change its color,
Right.
and they put it into this. So there's a law in the Tanakh that says to wear this
Right.
tchelis.
I'm aware of that.
Because there's always controversy, okay? Controversy. There's
Yeah,
always
yeah,
say
right,
this,
right.
but it should be that. You say this because it's like it's the Gemara. It's the Gemara learning. People, you say one thing, I say another, but he says something else. Then wait a second, but they said then 100 years ago that it was like it. They said that 500 years ago. Why? Because so there's always like with Gemara learning. It's like there's always.
But you
come
don't
to the
think
point.
it has to have one string? I mean, my understanding, I think it's Leviticus 13, that one of the strings is supposed to be blue.
There's about there's four strings here times two. Okay, there's 4 strings here times 2, right?
Right,
4.
right.
Okay, so it's made in specific knots.
Right.
There's a specific sequence of the way it's tied.
Right.
And how many of the circles there are.
Right.
It's a certain sequence. See?
Right.
Not that 7, 9, or whatever it is, and then it's tied up and that's it. So the introduction of the tchelis, it was before, but because there's a bit of a controversy, not everybody's holding by it.
Okay.
So you see some people will, some people won't. I'm
Okay.
not convinced at the moment which way to go, so I'm like neutral.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
like
Okay.
old style. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Not old style,
Okay.
but yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
But it's a snail. It's a snail, and it's a certain kind of snail. And it's if you Google it, you got more for whatever you could.
Yeah, I'm aware of it. I'm familiar with it.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
So
very good.
There's a story on that.
Great. So you're from South Africa region. Do you make Aliyah here?
Yeah, I've been there a couple of years.
A couple of years. Okay.
Yeah. 10 years.
But your Hebrew is good.
No.
No. Okay. So you're having to get by with English. Okay.
Yeah, you get by. I mean, I live in the old city, so there's a lot
Yeah.
of Americans here. And
Oh,
there's,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
English speaking. I speak a little bit of Hebrew, but not enough to have a conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
But it'll come, you have to put the work into it.
Yeah.
Where are you from? You say from?
We're from Texas,
All
in the
from
United
Texas.
States. Yeah, all 4 of us are from Texas. Yeah. Yeah, we're 2 couples here.
You first time you've been here or you've been here before?
I've been here many times.
Oh, have you?
But they've never been here before.
Never been here.
Wow, welcome.
Yeah, we love coming. So, yeah, it's great. So which synagogue do you go to?
All of them.
You go to all of them.
Daven,
Interesting.
there's no the Sephardi,
Okay, yeah,
right?
yeah,
They tie differently. There's Hasidim,
yeah,
they with the strands
Sure,
of the fluff.
sure.
You've been here for Shabbos? You were here for Shabbat?
yeah,
You still got the strands?
yeah.
It's European dress.
Yes, of
Okay?
course.
And then I'm Ashkenazi, so it's like
You are Ashkenazi.
Ashkenazi, and I move around a bit.
Yeah.
I like to get a bit of a flavor.
Are you accepted at Chabad Lubavitch Synagogue with no problem?
Yeah.
No, you're not accepted.
No, I am.
You are accepted.
Yeah.
Okay. No problem.
The Babbage is, hey, everybody's got a different.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
Yeah.
Ashkenazi is like plain straight down the line. It's like
Okay.
that's the way to go. The Hasidim,
Yeah,
they have a
right.
Rebbe.
Yeah,
So Friday night they make a big tish and they have the Rebbe, and what the Rebbe says they go with.
yeah,
And
right.
then you get the Sephardim are more like Middle Eastern kind of like feel, more singing, more like they're singing when they're praying, and it's more like emotional.
Right.
And you get Lubavitch.
Yeah.
Lubavitch have a certain way. It's part of the Hasidim. They have a certain way about them. You
Right.
get Breslov. They have
Right.
a certain way about them.
Right.
And the main thing is this, okay? Sort of, you know what a yekka is?
No, I don't.
A yekka is like an English, like from Europe, but they're very like detailed, to the point.
Okay.
You do it 10 o'clock exactly, not 1 second later.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So they're very detailed.
Yeah, right.
So once I was going to the Hasidim, I was going to Lubavitch, I was going here, I was going there. And Lubavitch did work. I did work with Lubavitch as well. It got me to a certain point.
Yeah,
okay?
right. Gotcha.
And one day I was by a Yekka, and I was talking to him, and he said, listen, understand one thing. God gave Moses the 10 Commandments at Mount Sinai.
Correct.
So in the 10 Commandments, we break it down to the oral law and the written law, and there's the Mishnahs, and there's the Gemorahs, and it's all documented from a certain point. So all you have to do is go to where Moses got the 10 Commandments from God, learn whatever God gave Moses, and form your own connection. You understand?
Yeah.
So you connect. I'm trying to connect my own. I'm trying to enhance my connection to God, like straight with a direct line.
I got you.
Red telephone, straight up.
Yeah.
I don't have to go to these guys to get there, or
I
those
agree
guys
with
to
that.
get there. You know what I'm
I
saying? Jude?
agree with that. Yes.
So
absolutely.
we believe there's one
So,
God.
so in terms of a favorite rabbi, do you even think? I mean, if I ask the typical Jewish person here, who do you prefer among the rabbis? Akiva, Hillel. I mean, most folks like Hillel.
Yeah, I'm what you call a Bala Teshuvah.
Okay.
You know what that is?
No, I don't.
So Bala Teshuvah is someone that grew up like right above the throne. Both my parents are Jewish,
Right.
and the whole line is I come from Jewish descendants, okay?
Right,
All the way back. So, but I'm about Teshuvah, which means like I grew up like Shabbos morning. I used to go to movies.
Okay.
Saturday
Okay.
morning, I used to go to
Okay,
movies.
yeah.
I used to
You were
eat-
not observant.
I used to eat non-kosher foods. I
Right.
used to eat
Right.
whatever, crayfish, prawns, everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
And eventually, like, I got it. And it was like, wait, but that's the way to go. Keep Shabbos, keep kosher, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
For me, it's a little bit more difficult because it's like, for me, everything is like, it's a clean slate. It's like, you know, like you, what is this? What's that? This gets buried, that doesn't. I mean, it's like, it's a clean slate, and it's like, I just want to find my own line and my own source, and I'll take Hillel, and I'll take Akiva, and I'll take this, and I'll take that, and I'll try. You got to try and get your own foundation, your own connection, your own pillar.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I take from the Hasidim a little bit. I was living by them for a couple of years. I take from them. I have good friends at West Streimels. It's a way.
Okay.
Chabad, it's a way. I take
Yeah.
from them as well. Chabad got me to put on tefillin. You know
Okay.
tefillin?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was at a point learning with Chabad guys and a bunch of guys where they get to be, and they said, come, this is what you have to do. And I said, okay, and I kind of, that is my step.
Right.
Through Chabad, through Breslov, whatever, and some people believe that other people are the Messiah. You know what
Like
I mean?
Schneerson.
Oh, I'm not going to mention names, but I mean, some people believe that you got to go. He's the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The Christians believe that JC is their connection. The Muslims believe Muhammad. I mean, everybody believes there's something. I don't. I just want to get closer to God, and I found a way, and I have to just learn and work that system, my system, to find my way. Because maybe there's someone else like me that I might need help along the way.
So you probably care a lot about Tanakh, but not about Talmud.
Everything.
You study everything.
Whatever there is.
All the Talmud.
Yeah, I'm trying to do.
You know, my
whatever I can.
problem with the Talmud is I can read Shammai and I can read Hillel. They disagree completely.
Exactly. Why? Why they do this?
Well, because they're just men. They're just humans.
No, because God gave Moses the Ten
Yes,
Commandments,
right,
okay?
right.
From the Ten Commandments, right, then you get the Tanakh.
Yeah.
You get the 24 books.
Right.
Okay. Then, so in those days, I would be talking to you,
Right.
we'd be talking about stuff on a totally different level. If you go back to even the Egyptians, how did they build the pyramids? How did they get it to be like, exactly like at a point where it's like something's going on out there where they got these things to line up, right? Stonehenge, all these other places.
Right.
We came along, we had prophets and all that kind of stuff. We had a direct connection. The level of the guys that were there were like they were talking Gomorrah.
Okay.
They were talking, what are we talking now? They were talking they were talking Torah. They were talking Torah.
Right,
they were,
right,
they were
right.
learning with orally.
Right.
It came to a point where people were starting to forget things, so then they brought down to write it all down, right? So if you go and sit and learn Gomorrah, okay, proper, and you go walk into a yeshiva or something like that, guys are arguing with each other.
Right.
It's like a noisy
Right,
place, they're
right.
fighting. And he said this, and some guys bang on the table, and they're jumping up and down, they're going crazy, and they're screaming at each other. Where they go, why? Because they're trying to bring that from those days, when the Gemara was written, and the Mishnah was written, they're bringing that back into the world, and they're making it real again, so that that's their way of getting closer to God. Because they're arguing, and eventually they'll come to a point that they'll agree. And yes, Hillel said this, Shammai said this, and God's taking this whole process and He's making people like He's sharpening their minds through that process. So believe this guy, that sounds a bit strange, this sounds a bit strange, and then how do I interpret it now in this generation, me and you, how do we interpret this thing the way we see it? And if we still don't agree, then we'll go to the rabbi that's been learning, he knows it all off by heart. You go to him and he'll come and give you an eighth and give you an idea of, it's actually like, can you see it's like this? Because of, then they'll bring out commentaries from these rabbis and those rabbis and that, and they'll bring out all commentaries to make you see the point. Once you get the point, what happens, then you kind of like, bling, the light goes on, and you're like, wow, and then you see everything from a new perspective. And that's in this generation.
Now let me ask, it makes me think. When you go to synagogue,
the meter's still running, by the way.
Pardon me?
The meter's still running. The meter.
Oh yes, right, the meter. Okay, well it's going to get worse because I'm going to get your phone and email.
Give me your credit card. Let's go.
I bring groups all the time. Do you hear them cite when they're arguing the point? Hillel said, or Shammai said, or Akiva said.
Yeah.
That's the norm. That's how they do it.
If you take a Gemara,
if
you take a Gemara, you can open up a Gemara.
Yeah, it's there. They are. This rabbi and that rabbi. And,
you take the Mishnah.
Yeah.
So you have the comment in the Torah.
Right.
You say in the 5 books of Moses. Tanakh.
Right.
You have a comment over there, a little comment over there, right?
Right.
So then you say, well, okay, so the Mishnah takes that verse, that piece, and says, okay, so that verse gets brought down into the Mishnah, that little verse. So here it's taken from the Torah, and there's the Mishnah, okay? So the Mishnah gets read, and from the Mishnah, Rashi says this, Hillel says that, this. From that little thing, and that whole thing's broken down, until the end of it, when you finish that shas or whatever you finish, then you'll start getting answers, and that's the process of breaking it down to get the thinking and the fine-tuning into the modern world, into this world.
So you would never say, Hillel said this, and therefore we're going with that. It's not like I've got my favorite rabbi, or someone else says, no, Shammai says just the opposite, I'm going with that.
They're doing that for a reason. They do have arguments.
Yeah, they do.
They're fighting or arguing all the time. And sometimes it's a bit disconcerting, because you're like, why are these guys saying that? Because suddenly you said this, you come to a conclusion, but wait a second, you get this, and that comes to a conclusion, and it's like, you're having this whole dialogue over here, and you're like, what's really going on? And eventually you get to a point where you actually get it. You get the picture, and the whole thing is like, okay, and as it sharpens your level, it lifts your level of thinking, and it basically enlightens you, you know what I'm saying? To go to the next level of stage of learning.
Now let me get, you live here, I come actually just once a year.
Yeah.
I'm coming again in April with the group, but I want you to be my person I come and talk to. You speak good English.
Yeah.
So, what's your email, and I'll just contact you that way.
H.M. Rosenberg.
H.M.
Rosenberg. At hotmail.com.
Is it you or E?
E-O-G. At hotmail.com.
Okay, I'll just contact you.
Man,
What's your?
You got lucky.
Yeah, well, yeah, I got lucky a lot. So
Thank you, sir.
Okay, what's your name though?
Tzvi Hirsch Rosenberg.
But no, what's your
TZ. TZVI.
what is it?
TZ.
We got some water coming down the hill here. You might get y'all's shoes wet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
it's holy water. It's fine.
Yeah.
TZVI.
Z.
TZVI. And then second name is Hirsch. HIR. Rosenberg.
So pronounce it.
Tzvi.
Tzvi.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like your, Zitzit. Almost the
Zitzit,
beginning.
Zitzit.
Yeah.
What's your
Yeah. So yeah, no, you have a very Jewish name for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what's the Tzvi?
I don't know.
Did you need this or no?
What's up?
I will
Tzvi.
shortly.
People are keeping kosher.
Sure, of course.
keeping the
Most are
Sabbath.
not in Israel. For
Exactly.
Sure.
No, all over the world. There's a very small percentage.
Yeah, that's right.
What you see here is a magnified version of what you think it is.
Right.
But I mean, there's 6 million people living over here.
Right.
It's not a small percentage is keeping Shabbos and keeping
That's
kosher.
correct. Yeah.
So you got it in Meir Sharim, all these places. You'll see a certain outfit, and they some yes, some no, different kippas and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But say it again. Say it again, Sam.
He said, "You're lucky."
You're lucky.
Yeah, that's right. I understood. So you've lived in the Jewish court now for some time, but you moved to Meir Sharim at first, I assume.
No, I came straight here.
You came straight here to the Jewish quarter.
From South Africa, England, whatever. I came straight here.
And been here how many years?
About 30, 40 years.
30 or 40 years?
13, 14
Oh,
years.
13 or 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
I moved
okay.
out for a while into a different neighborhood, and I came back.
Okay.
So
Good.
it's interesting.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Well, good to meet you. Appreciate it very much.
You know the story about the Churba? Yeah, you know the story?
I do. Yeah, I used to come here with 50 yards.
That's there. You know the story, how they broke it down and everything.
I know in 48 it was bombed by the Jordanians.
The first time it was built,
Yeah.
the Jews borrowed money from the Arabs to build it. Okay. And they couldn't pay them back.
Oh.
So the Arabs came and broke it down.
Oh, I think I have read that.
Yeah. So the second time, 48, we
Yeah.
built it again.
Yeah.
Second time they broke it down again.
Yeah.
So this is the third time that it's built.
Yeah.
And when it was built, the Arabs had a bit of a riot, like a bit of a demonstration over here.
Right.
Because it's like the Dome of the Rock is here.
Right.
This is up there, okay? And it's like, you look at the old picture from 48, you'll see the three domes. This one,
Right.
the third Yisrael, and the Dome of the Rock. Yeah. So how's this noise?
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah.
Anyway, so they're busy finishing off. This one's done.
Yeah.
If you got further down there, where you see the next one by Burger's Bar.
Oh, is that what's going on? I saw the construction. I didn't
That's
know.
the second one.
I didn't know.
And then the third one, and those three domes will be back in place.
Oh, I didn't know.
So let's see when they finish, because there might be a bit of a, because they're a bit nervous though, because it's
Now, do you? I assume you may know this, maybe not know this, but on the side of where the river was, back in the 13th century, was Maimonides.
Well, he was Rambam. Yeah.
Have you heard that?
Yeah, they can go there. It's open. The Rambam shul is there.
Oh, okay.
It's there.
Okay.
Next to the Churba shul, there's steps going down. There's a small shul there.
Okay.
It's the Rambam shul.
Okay.
I prayed this morning.
Okay, how about that? Yeah. And do you ever hear the term, because I know in the 1800s that it would be called the synagogue of the Pharisees. Have you heard the term?
Which one? This one or the
Yeah,
Rambam
for
shul?
Herva. Well, Herva.
I don't.
Not Herva. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You can always check it out.
Yeah. So, anyway, well, that's great.
The 4 synagogues, there's 4 Sephardic synagogues. You've been inside there?
I have in past years.
You have, yeah.
In past years, yeah.
You're very good.
Yeah.
And whatever.
That's great. So, well, so good to
take
meet
my
you,
phone
dear.
number,
I'm
take-
just going to keep it dear. It's easy for me to
What's the
say.
name?
Tim. Okay. Go.
058 730 3406.
Okay, I'll give you a call in.
Whatever you
It'll
want.
be like the end of March.